This is Valley News Live at noon.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Johnson. The morning fog has been a challenge for drivers in the valley, and now we'll be moving into our first alert weather day this evening. Meteorologist Lisa Green is here with the details. Lisa?
Well, good afternoon. Yes, all sorts of things going on here today. We didn't even get a break this morning because the fog has been a hazard, but we are talking about that winter weather advisory that'll be taking effect later today for that storm system we've been previewing for a week now. We've been keeping an eye on this one, and all of us included in this advisory for wind and snow that will be taking over. And leading up to that, there may be a little bit of rain as well. For now, we are under some fog alerts here. We're under a dense fog advisory for basically eastern North Dakota and all of our counties in Minnesota and stretching down into northeastern South Dakota. This was set to expire at noon, but it has now been extended further into the afternoon for most of us into the 3 o'clock hour and some of our eastern counties beyond that into the 6 o'clock hour until we get this system moving through to clear out this very moist air mass that's in place that's led to this fog. Here's a look at our visibility. We are seeing so many areas at 0 right now. It stretches from Lake of the Woods, the Baudette and Roseau area, all the way down to the very opposite side of the valley where we're at 0 in Oaks and Gwinner. So lots of places struggling with the fog here. Please be careful out on those roads. Make sure your headlights and taillights are on if you're going to be traveling. And some good things here is that the wind has eased up from last night. Still getting some wind out of the south, helping to pump in that moisture. But now we're starting to see some changes out west. The wind's already turning northwesterly, and that's a sign of what's to come. The changes that will be heading our way for later today on our first alert weather day. So here's a look at our conditions. You can see a foggy start to the afternoon here in Fargo. Temperatures are in a big range. Fargo's at 38, Grand Forks is 33, Jamestown's below freezing, so still some concerns about some frosty roads there at 25. And then we're at 38 in Bemidji. Fergus Falls, 41 degrees right now, and Devil's Lake, one of those places below freezing at 23. So a range of conditions here. And right now it does look pretty quiet for the most part here in the valley aside from the fog. That will be changing. I'm going to expand the view here to show you. Here's that system, that Colorado low that's going to be making its way to the northeast and affect us by bringing us that chance for snow and wind, but also some severe weather to our neighbors to the south. Southern Minnesota stretching all the way back down toward Omaha under a moderate risk. That's a 4 out of 5 risk here in December. Incredible. And concerns about tornadoes, damaging wind threat in that area. Here it's wind certainly, but that combined with the snow, we've got near blizzard conditions here for our impacts tonight and into Thursday morning. We could see some of those roads freeze over, especially in those areas where we have rain, some power outage issues potentially, and dangerous travel conditions tonight and into tomorrow morning. And then we have to put up with the Arctic air moving in after that. So all sorts of things to talk about. I'll have details on the timing of this and how much snow we can expect to see coming up in just a bit.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Lisa. And with the volatile weather, please remember to download our VNL weather app. You'll get video updates, access to radar, along with an hour-by-hour forecast. Just search VNL weather in the App Store. It's free to download. And here's a look at the current road conditions in North Dakota. You can see that on the eastern half of the state, it's blue, which means that it's wet. It's warm now, but that will freeze overnight. So as you head out west, there's already scattered ice on the roads. But once you get past Jamestown, you're in the clear until you head into Montana. On the Minnesota side, it's a different story. There's a lot of fog in the area, so visibility may not be good. If you're driving, take it slow. Keep your headlights on. The Department of Transportation says a dense fog advisory is in effect until 3. But we'll see the same issue in Minnesota as in North Dakota overnight. Early day melting could mean ice on the roads. Meanwhile, a vehicle went off the road and rolled in Polk County this morning. It happened on Highway 220. Minnesota State Patrol says the roads were snowy and icy. The driver, 18-year-old Garrett Merkins, was taken to Altru Hospital and sustained non-life-threatening injuries. A Red Lake, Minnesota father and son are safe after being rescued from ice that drifted from shore. Police responded to the situation yesterday and found 2 anglers who went on the ice, then drifted from the shore, stranding them. 62-year-old David Berard and 44-year-old Wilfred Berard were not injured. President Joe Biden is set to tour the damage in Kentucky caused by tornadoes that ripped through the state and several others over the weekend. The president is scheduled to take an aerial tour of Mayfield, Kentucky, one of the communities hit hardest by the devastating storms that also left a path of destruction in Illinois, Tennessee, Missouri, and Arkansas. Afterward, the president is expected to receive a briefing from local leaders about the impact of tornadoes and extreme weather. Kentucky's governor said 74 people were confirmed dead and more than 100 were unaccounted for. He said that it could take a week or more to arrive at a final. Army's disaster relief efforts in Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, Illinois, and Missouri by texting HL Tornado to 51555. You can also donate online by going to valleynewslive.com and clicking on this story. Your entire donation will go toward the disaster relief operation you select. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin formally changed his plea from not guilty to guilty today on federal charges of depriving George Floyd of his civil rights related to Floyd's murder in May of 2020. He's currently serving a state prison sentence following his conviction for Floyd's murder. Chauvin was charged in May 2021 with 2 separate federal counts of deprivation of rights under color of law. Federal prosecutors told the judge that as a part of the plea agreement, federal charges will be dismissed in a separate incident involving a neck restraint used on a teenager in 2017. Prosecutors said they will ask for a 300-month sentence, or about 25 years, served in federal prison, which would run concurrently with Chauvin's state prison sentence. Coming up at noon today may be the last time you receive a check from the Child Tax Credit Program. What needs to be done in order for you to keep getting these payments? But next, Lisa Green will be here to talk about our First Alert Weather Day. Stay with us.